Hey guys and gals, it's Mr. Know-It-All here, and I've got to share something with you on this beautiful Pensacola day. Alright guys and gals, welcome to Mr. Know-It-All, and I want to share this with you. It goes out to Kerry Rogers. He's one of our great subscribers from Sweet Project Cars, our big channel. Well, asked a question about fixing this, but don't forget our other channels either, Sweet Motorhomes and RVs and Sweet Scoots if you love motorcycles. So he asked about what do you do when you get a 4x4 that's holding up your porch or your railing or whatever it may be, and it's starting to split like this, and as you can see it goes all the way up, and it won't be long before it joins in and the whole thing will shear off like this. It'll come right apart as it goes all the way down, and you can see down here all the way to the cement. So this method I'm going to share with you is really awesome. It works great. Now if you're doing if you got a carrier in your barn or whatever, which your carriers are up here, that's a carrier, it holds your trusses, and say you have a split in it and you're worried about it coming apart, this method will work for that too. So you'll countersink that and do the same method on that up there. Alright, so what I did was countersink it. Okay, now we put a C-clamp on here, and that C-clamp, what you're going to do, if you watch here real closely, I can squeeze that together just enough, and you'll see it come together. Alright, before you glue it, release all the pressure from the C-clamp just before you glue it, then clamp it. And what I'm using is a little piece of pipe on the C-clamp. You can use a socket too. And it'll start squeezing that together. And we only need it to come together a little bit. Now when I release that, you'll see it come back out. It doesn't move very much, but you don't need it to move very much. Alright? So
where can they find all the tools?
Julio, tell everybody where all the tools are located. Consuelo wants to know.
Buscar en el show más de la descripción de video para todas las herramientas.
Thank you, Julio, Cesar, Chavez, Rodriguez, Jorge, Johnson, Clint Eastwood. The construction glue that we're going to use here is really good. This is way better than any of the other stuff out there. And we're just going to cut the very end, tip of that off, like that, with our cutters. Some of them have foil in the bottom, some of them don't. Not sure if this one does, but we'll squeeze some out and see if it comes out. Here it comes. Alright, this caulk gun is pretty handy. It's got the pin on it right here so you can poke down through the foil if they have it foiled. So what we're going to do is inject this in. And I'll probably put 4 screws in there, but you can see the glue's going in quite deep. And then I'll do this and this one down here because it's going clear to the cement. And ladies, you can do this. It's easy. Kids, this is how you learn how to do stuff. The screws I like to use are these right here. They are awesome and they are strong, and it's a T30 bit that goes in the end right here. Then you have ledger bolts. You can use these as well. They're just and they're strong, don't get me wrong, it's a little bigger diameter, but these here are stronger than a 1/2 inch lag bolt, these right here. So I'm going to move my clamp down, so if you watch the glue you'll see it squeeze out some. There we go. See it starting to bubble up? Just a little bit, it's raising up there. If you have 2 of these sweet clamps, I highly suggest you get them, the bigger the better, and put one up here as well. But this is for demonstration only. So what we're going to do is start it right here. Put it on number 1 on the best hammer drill around. We're just going to go in like this. And if it pulls it tight, all right, it's in there. It went further in here than the countersink, which is good. Now we'll leave the C-clamp on. Now, we've got this secured. That cannot come apart now, but you see on this side, it's sticking out on this side. You can get 3.5 inch, but you're lucky to find them. We just used the 4 inch and we call it good. Because as you know, these are 4x4s are sometimes 3 3/4, 3.5, 4, it all depends on where you get them. Now that we've got that sticking out on that side, I'm going to change places here with Consuelo a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do, I got tied up there for a second, I had to step away, but we're going to cut this off with our oscillating tool. All right, cut off. Now you can take the sanding pad that you get with these oscillating tools and you can sand that down so that it's flush right there. All right, once you have your glue in there like that, you take your paint scraper and you just scrape off the excess so it's flush like that, and you can use it like filler if you want. You can use a putty knife if you need, but I'll try to do it with as least amount of tools as possible. That's it right there.
Can you paint over that?
Yeah, you can paint right over that. So I'll do a bunch more on this one. I'll do one up here, a couple more down there. So hopefully this helps you carry, and the rest of you out there, if you have wood you need to pull back together or make stronger, or you want a fastener, a Torx bit that is really strong, those will be in the tools list. All right, there's the finished product, my friends. You can see I did all the way down. I put multiple lag screws in, one there, one there, one there, one there. That is going nowhere. I'll leave the C-clamp on for about 3 days because, as you know, when you put construction glue in, the thicker you put it in, the longer it takes for it to glue up, to harden up. So we'll keep that on there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days until I can't push in on that glue. It's still soft because the humidity is really high out here. All right, I want to give you guys a quick tip. This is a good one. This tractor, as you can see, is old. I think we got it in 1998, but I've kept this thing running and going because it's the last of the good quality tractors out there. Most of the junk ones, even John Deere, are not made with good quality at all. But if your tractor is missing and lacking power and you go to engage the blades on your deck and the tractor bogs down and bogs out and feels like it doesn't have any power, you need to replace the coils. This one has 2 coils, one here for this spark plug and one on the other side, and they're under this cover. Once you replace those, the thing will run like a champ. That's your quick tip. Mr. Know-It-All out. GoPro, stop recording.